Cause really, it ain't no formula to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, say me, I play sports, so that kept me out a lot of things. But it kept me busy. But then too, not only while I was like among sports, I kept myself wrapped up around some other stuff. So it just keep myself busy. You know, not just not finding bull stuff, but not finding bullshit. Because when you find bullshit, bullshit is gonna approach you with 10 times the extra if you don't even know if you don't know where you at and you bringing it. So more or less, you gotta just understand you know what I'm saying, just understand where you are and how to act. If you don't know how to act, then all the other shit going, you know what I'm saying, regurgitate upon you.
You're so extra. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Kamerie Gibson Show, where we talk about transforming our pain into power. And today I have a special guest here with me today. His name is Whitney. I don't know if he still goes by the name Whit, but if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
So, like Miss Gibson said, long time friend, but my name is Whitney, you know, Jones, to say that, WWD, you know what I'm saying, like the boys, you know what I'm talking about. So, more or less, you know, that is my real name, but I do convert on the stage name too, but, you know, we get to that a little sooner, a little later, no matter what.
Of course. Of course. But Whitney, I wanted to just do the basics, you know, of catching up. What has life been like for you? I'm 25. When's your birthday?
My birthday was past.
Okay, happy belated birthday.
I appreciate
You
it.
turned 25?
25 on the 18th, yeah.
Okay, see. So how has it been for you? 25 is like a big age.
Man, you know, it's another day always bring another opportunity. So you gotta just, what I'm starting to learn is to adapt to the opportunity that's there and taking full advantage wise, you know? So more or less. So that's what it's been since from like 20 to 25. That's been what it's been. Every opportunity that's been the president himself. I've been trying to like adapt to, you know what I'm saying, the culture, the lingo, what's going on, my head, like wrap my head around it and just figure the ways and how to figure things out, you know, depending on how life goes. But, you know, life gonna have its obstacles, but more or less, it's just, you gotta keep pushing forth and you gotta have that, you know what I mean? You gotta be sturdy about it. So can't handle no bust or anything. You know what I'm talking about?
Ooh, look at your water. That's good. You're drinking your gallons of water. That's good. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, do you feel like music has been the thing that has kept you mentally afloat throughout your years being a young man, young adult?
Mentally afloat, out of trouble, off the radar, all into one umbrella. You know what I mean? And I'll put it like that. Just keeping my mind sane, not being all out everywhere, and you know, just keeping life going forward. Just keeping life forward. That's basically what it's been doing, obviously.
Yeah. I actually met you almost 10 years ago. It's going to be almost 10 years in 2013. Do you remember how we met?
That day was crazy. That day was crazy. What, you want me to explain or something?
No, I'm about to get into it. I'm about to get into it because when I go down 48th, I think it's 48th Street. It's that liquor store. Is that the store?
No, 48th, right. Like that.
So when every time I pass down there, I west in the 48th, I go to the Crenshaw Mall and stuff that way. I always think about you. And I'm like, damn, I was young. Like I was 16. It was 2013. That's why I said it's going to be 10 years next year during the fall. I know I was with L'Ariel, my best friend. We were going to the Crenshaw game, right? Crenshaw versus Dorsey.
Our homecoming.
And I don't even know how I met you. I think my friend was talking to somebody, but I just remember you being very like nice and sweet to me. And I didn't even know you.
Yeah, I think somebody introduced me, and I was on my way to that store. Bruh, like 10 minutes ago from that whole little point where I just bet you from that time, they had played a prank on me in like a little homecoming little ceremony. So I was walking to the liquor store just to get something to drink because, you know, I get into the game for the food. And person, oh, this Kamerie such and such. You trying to go to the store? Come on, let's go for a walk. Exactly. That's how.
Yeah, Cause I was shy. Yeah.
You don't want to talk. Nah, that was a crazy day.
I appreciate that. Um, Going to Crenshaw though. Not everybody that's from LA, that's not from LA, knows what Crenshaw represents to the LA community. Could you talk about why'd you go there? How'd you end up there? And how was your experience going to Crenshaw?
I don't know if this thing is too loud. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you good?
All right, so uh, I end up at Crenshaw. To be honest, it's a family school.
Mm-hmm.
My mom went to Crenshaw. My mom, auntie, all her friends. My dad, uncles, aunties all went to Crenshaw.
Mm-hmm.
Then my granny went to Dorsey though, so my granny didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
send my mom to Crenshaw.
Okay.
I mean, not to Crenshaw, to Dorsey. So she sent it to the opposite side, more or less. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, that's what it was. I mean, I went to school in Inglewood from elementary, right? Elementary school. I went to school right across the street from the farm. Then I went to school in Ladera for middle school. And I thought I was going to go to Culver City or Westchester because, more or less, if you know the politics around like LA, California, if you like when that's wherever you go to middle school is literally where you go to high school. So I was like in the middle school where it was like Ground Central in Inglewood. And it was like people I grew up with, they all going there, Inglewood, Westchester, Culver, but I wasn't going to go to Inglewood. I couldn't go there. Westchester, people I grew up with there, and then Culver City, I want to go there. Pops knew G-Man, and he was like, nigga, you take your ass to Crenshaw. So that was the whole thing.
Oh yeah?
It was forced, basically, so I had no choice.
It was forced. Okay. I had a choice. I'm third generation Dorsey graduate too. My grandmother 73, my dad 93, and me 2015, obviously. But was there any like crip or like gang affiliation that was there that you had to like be mindful of or avoid?
While in school, you can say it. I was in the reform period, so like us '90s kids, we like in that generation where we're like middle ground. We like internet babies, but we still, what I'm saying, we had flip phones and razors and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like that point in high school, Crenshaw was coming into like a reform period, so they had told us like my ninth grade year we started wearing uniforms. They tried to enforce uniforms on us. So ninth grade was pretty like, ninth grade you get like that rah kids, that last little generation of the previous senior year. You know what I mean? Then like a whole like that, that year that was a junior, they become the culture more or less. And our junior class period, that culture wasn't as gang affiliated. It was more like the seniors. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard to leave out. So.
Mm-hmm.
To say less words, my 9th grade year, it was kind of bad. 10th grade year, we had a little action. Then 11th, 12th grade year, it was like, you had like, if you knew like 2 or 3 people on campus, you know what I'm saying? Nobody probably come to the school to shoot up for 2 or 3 people. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
more or less, it didn't get bad for 11 and 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Was it? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My bad.
No, I was just gonna say. I hear a lot of like men talk about like growing up in LA and how tricky it is or was for people. Like, did you have that same type of fear when you were here?
I mean, it's opinionated because, like I said, I went to school in Inglewood and then I went to high school in LA. So, some people just generalize on the city, you know what I'm saying, the section that they in. Like some people just go to 42nd, some people just go to 54, some people just go to, you know what I'm saying, Warren Lane. Some people just go to these schools in these sections, you know what I'm saying, and that's because all they know, and they can walk home from school, shit like that. But more or less, like, way I grew up, not to sit there and put myself in the standpoint, I wasn't in those politics to where, like, you know what I'm saying, all that. Like, I went to school in Inglewood and then Kenner High School in Crenshaw. So I really didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, maneuver away to have to walking on my shoulder when I grew up with these fools at Crenshaw, but I just went to school with these fools at Inglewood. You get what I'm saying? So it's a kind of, in the wrong hands. If you think about it, it can be, you know what I'm saying, be misconstrued because, you got people you grew up with all your lives and then you go to high school and some people, they switch up and then, you know what I'm saying, you didn't switch up with people from elementary school, you get what I'm saying? And those people you, like, grew up in the sandbox instead of playing, like, sports and stuff with. So it's all that my venture is different. I really didn't had a politics to, you know what I'm saying, to be, you know what I'm saying, be aware about where I'm at. But I did grow up on 67 Victoria. Mom did, you know what I'm saying, live on, you know what I'm saying, 81st and Budlong. And I did go to school in Inglewood, so I really didn't have that culture. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think really saved you from being in those politics, like you said? What saved you?
That's a good question. Cause really, it ain't no formula to a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, what saved me, I play sports, so that kept me out a lot of things. But it kept me busy. But then too, not only while I was like among sports, I kept myself wrapped up around some other stuff. So it just keep yourself busy. You know, not just not finding bull stuff, but not finding bullshit. Because when you find bullshit is gonna approach you with 10 times the extra if you don't even know where if you don't know where you at and you bringing it. So more or less, you gotta just understand you know what I'm saying, just understand where you are and how to act. If you don't know how to act, then all the other shit going you know what I'm saying, regurgitate upon you. Okay?
Okay, going off of that though, what you just said, knowing how to act. Who taught you how to act and how to survive in LA?
Um, Now it's all opinionated. Like you just you gotta grow up coachable. So it's not like somebody gonna run across somebody's path and they just gonna tell you, like I'm saying, the rundown, the script, how to do it, how to don't. You know what I'm saying? It's a trial and error thing. Plus, on top of that, you have people that verbalize what not to do. So it's not just one single layer, like one single person. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like your grandparents, they lived it before your parents did, so they tell you from a different age. But what happened, like raising the kids in the 80s and the 90s, is not how it is raising in the 2010s. So you take what they did, take it a bunch initiative, and then use it as for you. You know what I'm saying? But I say elders. A lot of people are older than me. Like I grew up with my uncles, my granny. You know what I'm saying? Parents, moms. You know what I'm saying? So more or less, elders, people. You know what I'm saying? Take a bus somewhere, and then somebody on the bus might want to talk to you about some shit. You know what I'm saying? So gotta have.
I like what you said about being coachable though, because there's so much knowledge around us, like in our neighborhood, in our homes, but we don't always listen to it because we just like, whatever. And then we go figure it out for ourselves, and it's like, damn, why did I have to get bit for me to learn a lesson? Also, though, I
Right.
wanted to know, was your father in your life?
Yeah, but it's a different story. he was. I knew he was, but he didn't want to be there.
What do you mean he didn't want to be there? What makes you say that?
All right, so look, I'm just, you know what I mean. I'm gonna like, get into it. My mom had me at 17.
Okay.
My dad is 5 years older than my mom, so he was 22, about to be 23, some shit. So more or less, mom, like I said, she had me at 17, so she was a kid, and then she had my sister at 22. So she really didn't have no 20s at all. So
Yeah.
more or less, mom stuck her, you know what I'm saying, she granted her 20s and her 30s to take care of me and my sister while Pops was hanging out. And when we wanted to see him, we didn't go see him, but we ain't gonna stop him from hanging out, more or less. That's what it
Gotcha.
was. He was a kid, so I feel like that.
Wow. When I hear stories about like that, it really frustrates me that men are able to like leave, the woman with the kids. Like, what does the saying go? Like, daddy's maybe mama's baby or something like that. Like, the mama got to stay with them. So me personally, my mother was like your dad. My mother wanted to like be in the clubs and run the streets. So my dad took it upon himself to raise me and my brother. He didn't have his 20s, like you said about your mother. What's your relationship like with your mother, knowing her story?
And hey, I ain't no mama's nigga, I ain't no mama's boy, but that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? It's a different venture. Like, I always grew up with the youngest mom in the whole class. Not like that, but like people parents be 50, 40, and you only in the 8th grade. Not like only, but I'm like, how old your mom? Like, shit, my mom was 32. Like, oh God. Be like, shit. So that's, you know what I'm saying? But it's a different venture. It's just a different conversation. But me and my mom, like, we close. Like, you know what I'm saying? We not. I know when to play. You know what I'm saying? You know your do's, your don'ts with your parents. I know when to play. I know to talk. You know what I'm saying? But then too, she's serious and all that too. She was the serious type. You know what I'm saying? So we come over here. It's a lot of rules, and That's all it was to it. If you abide by her rules, read the books that she told you to read, then you know what I'm saying. She ain't gonna say nothing less. She ain't, everything I don't care come out of her mouth more or less. So,
Mm, I like that.
that my
And
dog. That my dog.
that's your dog. I love that. That's good. They should be the older we get, you know? The roles are
Yeah,
supposed to switch, you know? We take care of them as they get older. Um,
becoming like that. You know.
it's supposed to be like that if your parent, you know, raised you properly. You want to give that honor back to them.
Yeah. You know, some people is vengeful for what,
Yeah.
like the position that they're in. They try to relate it back. But my mom and my daddy, like, you know, sometimes you gotta just still rock how you rock and
You
do you
do.
for you. No.
Yes, man. That's why I even think knowing people's story, like knowing your parents' story, could really help you empathize with them as a human, you know? Like my mother wasn't there, but like when I learned what she'd been through and what she was going through, even when she wasn't there for me, it's like she wasn't, I was good. Like I was blessed. Like, you know, like I didn't have to
Hmm.
deal with that craziness. She wasn't stable. So it's kind of, it is what it is. And me and her are close
But,
now.
you gotta know the story. So like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably what she didn't. What happened to her past? Like my dad lost his brother when like his senior year in high school. He was
Wow.
like I say, they went to Crenshaw. He won Crenshaw their first football championship at Crenshaw. So my dad's a football star. So more or less, he didn't take his scholarship to go to where he wanted to go because he was about to have me, and then my mom was about to help him get out of school. So then, you know what I'm saying? Try to make money, this, that, and the third, all fast, and then that's how that happened. You know what I'm saying? But I know his story, and he beat by his demons. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all it is. God knows story.
Cause Whitney, I was just learning something like, if we don't deal with the demons our parents had, it's gonna come down to us because their blood is literally in our veins.
It's gonna be
Like
out there.
unless you don't have no kids, it's gonna go into your kids and your kids after that, like your mother too. Like you really have to like, Mom, what you been through? Daddy, what you been through? Okay, let me deal with it. Let me deal with it for you so I can be free from it. You know, so my kids can be free from this bondage mentally, spiritually. So that's what I'm learning too for
But it
myself.
turned
Like
into a curse, and that's how generational curses happen.
exactly. Come on now. I know my people's spiritual.
You
I
know,
wanted to talk about Belize. You look like Nipsey Hussle. I'm sure you get that a lot.
I need a dollar.
No,
You
a
owe me a
little
dollar.
bit.
I'm just playing.
I mean, he's African. He's Ethiopian. But can you talk about what's it like being multicultural?
Uh, I mean, it ain't really too much a challenge to me, but I grew up around it. My grandma, she from Port Azal, so I just figured out that's a town in Belize. And my
Mm,
grandpa, he from Cookie Tree, and that's another I think village out there, and he's out there right now. My grandma's still living; she's like 83. But more or less, multi-car. I mean, we just grew up all around it. Like we had uncles and stuff. They all like carpenters and electricians, so they build their houses and shit. And they all around, and you just see like the food, crazy, the culture. Like you know what I'm saying. You have like Hispanic parties; those go on for nigga 2 days straight. You know what I'm saying? But I think a Belize party go for like a whole day solid, from like 8 in the morning to like tomorrow to like 12. You feel me? Everybody try to go
mm.
home, that type shit. But
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
that. But they like a turn up type crowd all night, and then like I say like real family oriented. My grandma had like 9 kids, and
yeah.
each kid she had about two each. Some got like four, so I got like 30 cousins.
Wow.
And in my year alone, it's like 7 of us because not only did my grandma had kids, my grandpa had like my grandma's kids, and he had another 4 with another lady, with an American lady,
Hmm.
and I got like that's like that's like 5 over in my year. It's like 3 over there, and then with my intermediate, it's like 5 of us, so that's 8 just my year alone. And then like in the 90s is the same thing. We got like the same like trying to trajectory route. But family pretty big, family oriented, so we always doing stuff together. And I just feel like that's how different cultures are. Like, you know what I mean? White folks and black folks, that's like the stigma of America, but you start getting into these other indigenous nationalities, ethnicities and all this stuff. You know, you start seeing like the American culture is like, you know what I'm saying, looking at these other cultures and trying to make their own type of, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So more or
Hmm.
less, you know, everybody got their own like differences and their own parallels, but you know, living coming up in like in a diverse type of setting, it's kind of cool, you know, probably different, you know.
And when you decided to go to college, did you feel like any culture shock when you went there?
Only for a few reasons because I wasn't used to the crowd that was around me on a daily
Hmm.
basis. You get what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I went to school in the Bay Area for 3 years, 2.5, 3 years, for real. So when you come from LA, from the SoCal, they call it, you know, you went to San Jose, I know. So they, you know, they get real general SoCal, NorthCal. You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So
Yep. Hmm.
when you come from SoCal, your general like population, you would get like, you know what I'm saying, your normal black, white, Hispanics, you know what I'm saying, just in the everyday. But like for you to like see like some Arabians, some you know what I'm saying, some Ethiopian folks, you gotta go like downtown, you gotta go places just to find an international culture. But you
Right.
go, bro, in the Bay Area, everywhere you go, you seeing different faces, different eye structures, all that. You get what I'm saying? Different facial structure, different, you know what I'm saying, skin tones, all that. So, you know, it's different. I'm friends with Arabs. I'm friends with Ethiopian dudes. Like my homeboy, his name is Job Singh. His religion is called Singh. So he started putting us up on that Muslim stuff, like the like where he from stuff. And then
Hmm.
like my roommate, he was Filipino and black. So you know what I'm saying? That was that. So me and him was cool. And
Hmm.
about like he was like hip hop head, so we knew like the hip hop culture. And I lived like on a hip hop dorm floor, so that's how everybody used to just come connect with like the music. That's all they really
Hmm.
be in college is like similarities, you know, so like minded people finding each other. So yeah, it was not really a cultural shock, but it was like, dang, like you know, I'm my next door neighbor. It's female. She Cambodian. Go across the Hispanic. Okay, oh damn, man, hey, where you from? Hollister? Kind of you
Right.
Irish? Like you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of crazy.
Right. Man, you taking me back, man, to the good times, good freshman year. What made you choose to go to college though? Did anybody else go to college in your family?
Yeah. A few, not a few people, but like I said, my grandma, she had her first grandson was my great, not my great, my older cousin Gardner. He graduated from Crenshaw 2 in '04. He went to Colorado for football, and he graduated from Colorado. And then I had my other cousin. He went to Palisade. He graduated from Brown.
Oh
Then
wow.
my cousin, my Gardner's sister graduated from Northridge. My other cousin in that same year in '90 went to ASU and came back because he ended up having a kid.
Hmm.
Hashani ended up going. My cousin Hashani, she went to Culver City. I forget where she went. I think she went to Dominguez Hills.
Okay.
Uh, Mom's went back to college and she went to Chapman for nursing.
Wow.
Uh, I mean, it's like a handful, but you know what I'm saying. I went just to get out the house to see
Get out
some
the
people.
house. I feel you. Being honest.
Nah, I mean, I was going for basketball, but like I got there in basketball, the head coach did not like me at all because I was from LA. It was crazy. But people from, you know, no people from North Cal, they see people from LA, they think you cocky, but I ain't really cocky dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm better than you, I'm gonna tell you better than you. But more or less, he did not like me at all. And it was a whole different venture just going out there, just trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure the man me, more or less. So it was crazy.
Trying to figure out the man, like who you are. Do you feel like you found yourself a bit while you were in college? I'm sure you learned something about yourself.
I mean, in the wrong hands or the right hands, this question can be kind of can be misinterpreted. Like, but personally, I say I went to the Bay Area to find something new, more or less, to figure out something in California. But like, you know what I'm saying? The Bay Area is a whole different state. So like, you know what I'm saying? You find it a whole different venture. If I wanted to pursue what I was doing, I could have went to somewhere else, like Vegas. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I would have went to UNLV. You know what I'm saying? So I already had it plot out, but I had things look like how my mind works. I plot out things like 2-3 years ahead, and then like today just be today. But today has already been accounted for like a year ago. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
it
like
makes sense.
I mean, I probably things ahead all the time. So like me going to the Bay, I knew like if I couldn't do this, like I knew like for some reason something was gonna happen for me not to just sit up here and continue to hoop. If I couldn't do this,
Hmm.
I'm gonna figure something else out. You know what I'm saying? And me figuring out, you know what I'm saying, being around these rooms and with these people, shit, it made it kind of easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Going to
And when did
college,
you? Oh,
huh?
sorry.
Oh,
So sorry. Go ahead.
just going to college is it. If you can't find the resources, you'll find them in college. If you don't have the
Mm,
resources, you'll find the resources in college. More or less, like you want to be a businessman. Okay, well, there's people that do business, but what business you trying to get into? You get what I'm saying? And you got to just be around the lingo of people. People, they groom themselves their whole lives to get to college and still pursue what they want to do. And then, like in life, not in life, but like some people is not detailed like that. Like parents are not detailing their kids to be presidents. You get what I'm saying? I was in rooms with kids detailed to be these things. You know what I'm saying?
hmm.
To be
Yep.
these ethnic study majors and all this stuff. So
Yep.
like you start seeing like, okay, these people take this shit for real. So you like, okay, what I like, you be like, what I take for real? You get what I'm saying? Like, let me see what do I do that I actually enjoy the shit. You get what I'm saying? Put a smile
Yeah.
on my face. It wasn't just like music for me. It was like being creative, but like I can never, my creative can always be narrowed down because I don't know how to draw. So niggas be like, you don't know how to do shit. So I always got like, man, all right, I do a table beat. Okay, then now y'all hear me. I'm creative now. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
found them resources to a lot of things I want to do, business ventures and a lot of other things. Like I met them people. I was in them rooms and I seen these folks. You get what I'm saying? So that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was
No, for
actually
real.
a good investment. Like
No, no, I was just gonna say, man, I tell people all the time, it looked like I knew what I was doing, but I really did not. And I only went to college because my best friend's brother was going to San Jose State. Like, if I'm being honest, senior year, my best friend was applying to colleges, and I'm like, oh, I want to be like her. I want to see what she's doing. So I took it seriously. I don't know if she wasn't there, if I would have had the confidence to do it, because my dad, like you said, wasn't preparing me to go to college. You know, like I probably would have just went to West LA and just been, who knows, but that was my reason. But
then too, you can't shade. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it's always great to go from high school to a university, but if you gotta take that ground level, like I was shading the ground level too, like going to a
we all were.
JUCO.
We all were.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I had to take classes at a JUCO. I went to Southwest, and I was at City at San Francisco, City at San Francisco. So in the City at San Francisco, nigga, that campus was bigger than not bigger, but it was better than a university campus. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
astronomy lab. That's how I started getting the zodiac and all that stuff. Like, shit was crazy. But
Wow.
you know what I'm saying? If you don't shade JUCO, but if you want to find something new and do a bounce back, don't shade it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You do
Totally
them
agree.
2 years free at JUCO and pay 2 years at university. Wherever you go.
Exactly. Save money. I think sometimes being from the hood and being in the environments we're from, though, it be so like extreme.
Pay the
Like,
phone.
if I don't get up out of here right now, I don't know where the fuck, because I'm so, vulnerable. I'm 18. I want to get out. I'm ready. Like, what's up?
Right.
So I think I was probably scared for who
Trying to
I
see
would
the
have been,
world.
trying to
Yeah,
see
I
the
hear you.
world. Gonna fuck up your life, though, real young. So
Hey, real
I
talk.
think being in the Bay, like for you, like it was good to be separate from LA. Because I see friends who stayed, and you see a difference for some of those people that got caught up, got killed, got pregnant. But it happens to some of us.
Nah,
What?
like even like I came back for my first summer because like I
Mhm.
said, I went freshman year, sophomore year, and then a little bit of my junior year. I left my junior because I was trying to transfer to AZ. But my first summer coming back, but I was not at the wrong place at the wrong time. Shit, almost was the wrong time. But going to a little party, and my cousin, friend, two of my friends, one of my friends just passed in that accident that's happening on Slauson. He was with me this night,
No.
but more or less, people was misconstruing us because you're not from the section. They don't know you. You from a different hood, and you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. They don't know your face. They gonna misconstrue you from something different. So we at the party just trying to have some fun. My friend and his brother, R.I.P. Reno, they wearing basketball jerseys, and me and my cousin wearing like jean jackets, and they start patting us down for like guns and stuff like that. But more or less, I had that party almost ended. Nigga. We was running from our lives, about to get shot. Jesus Christ, we hiding out in a whole hotel over there on down Manchester and Van Ness. That's that motel right there. Got a heavy in the end. We was running, but that's the section. That's the section. Like, it's
No,
the thing
no,
about LA is
Whitney. I live
hanging out.
right here. I live right by there. Manchester is right there. I stay off of Harvard and 80th right now. Like,
That little shopping
what?
center right there, where they had that
What?
little boutique. They used to where
What?
that boutique be switching all the time. That's where we was
Really?
at. They do a party in there.
Wow.
And me and my cousin running for our lives. I mean, they misconstrued it. It's the whole story about it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just breaking it down to what the narrative is. Like, we kept bumping my shoulder in the party. We had fun. And had a damn penny bottle as big as this jug. Every time we turn it up, he'd come by, pop on my shoulder. I look. Try to watch it, dude. When the liquor hit this man, it's going to be cracking. We trying to leave before the liquor hit him. Because we was there for like 2 hours. And they start tripping. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to before all that. We about to go do something else. Because we already seen people that was at the party and stuff that we knew. So, like, I had party on. About to leave and do follow us. Shit. I look behind my shoulder, same dude with anybody following us at the party. So, all right. I'm like, watch. Just keep watching. So we walking down the street over there at, like, Manchester. It's that back street, that first back street. We walking there to get to the, because our my best friend had to go with a van. So we go back to the van. Had a car pull up, following. Bro. Crazy. But that's the thing. Like, people get caught up in the LA life. They don't leave, and they do 25. Or
Man.
young folk.
If
You know what I'm saying?
man. And something is always happening, man, over there. I've been at hella parties when I was young, like off of Manchester, Van Ness, Western. But it's just shiesty over here though. Like, it's just a lot of crack tents on the street. So it's just, I think it's the environment calls for that type of shit.
That
But yeah,
that has a control over LA culture from like
for
2015
sure.
to like 2017.
Hmm.
That shit was a lot.
Really?
I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? If you them around that time, anybody was a target. Shit, I was nigga, almost a victim. So you know what I'm saying? Just, you don't maneuver in a way to where you trying to get back home safe. Shit, you was gonna come back home, and you was gonna get some bad news. God heaven.
Man, I'm so sorry though. I'm so sorry that you knew that man,
It was
Reynolds.
crazy. It was crazy. But nah, I said that story because Reynolds, he was in that crash that happened on Slauson. He was the dude that was, you know what I'm saying, him and his girlfriend and his kids. So, you know what I'm saying, I had to say that one, and, it was in the midst of the conversation. So
Yeah, rest in peace, man. And it's so sad because that video alone traumatized me, like for real, for real. I didn't know that I could be like traumatized by something. I think because it's so close to us, and I was just like, damn, one of us is gonna know somebody in that car. Like, it's too connected. Like, we know they was either going to the Fox Hills Mall, them girls, the best friends, another car. Like, we already know the whole, like, we all take that way too, you know?
that's that route. Oh, God. Down Slauson. Right up that hill.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right up that hill, just to take you straight there to the mall. So, whew, I'm so sorry. And the fact that it's a video, like, y'all can't even, let it go, puts it peace.
I had the resonate. I didn't think of it like that, but some people was like, I looked on the internet. Let me see what this crash talking about. And they spell his name like Renault. I'm like, this cannot be for real. I'm like, that's crazy. Renault was in that car.
I'm sorry. Going back to college, when
But
did
you'll get lost in
you?
the sauce if you can stay out here.
You said what?
I said you'll get lost in the sauce if you get stuck in LA for too long
No,
and you don't know how to maneuver.
no, for real, man. No, for real. What made you decide to not finish? What was that? What was that breaking point? What was that?
School?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't a choice because I wanted to. I was supposed to be moving to Arizona, but that's when life started. My obstacles started. For that going into 2018. Yeah. So I had to move out, start working. I started working with kids, start working out of school in Inglewood. So yeah, I couldn't go. It was more or less like the card that was dealt to me. Like I got literally a year and a half to be done. So it's not like, oh, I take a year off, go back. Nah, I had to go make some money. For life is bro. That shit was crazy.
But Whitney, I hear so many like peers talk about not finishing. Something happened, whether it's like financial aid, finances. School is expensive as fuck. I was fortunate. I was like hustling scholarships and stuff. So
Nah, it wasn't like it wasn't that for me. Like it was more like my demons came face sport. Like you know what I'm saying? What I was
Mm-hmm.
battling in my household every day. You get what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be jumpy
Mm-hmm.
100. But I was battling in my household every day. It came to presentation, and I was left on the bad end. Like more or less, just a house situation, miscommunication, and it resulted to me. You know what I'm saying? I was living on my own in the Bay. I came back home just for like you know what I'm saying, just for a few weeks, just to make some decisions. I'm gonna be out again. And it came to it, I'm like, you know what? I ain't come back to the house. I'm about to go figure some shit out. It was like one of those, like, I couldn't come back home. Like, I, you have, you know what I'm saying? People that go to school, you've seen it. People that go to school, you got people, it's not even about your will of going. It's the people that's in your corner that push you. You get what I'm saying? When the days
Man.
going out, you know what I'm saying? You got to have people that
Man.
push you. Some folks, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have it, shit, it's hard. You get what I'm saying? Trying to create it.
Yep.
So the folks I thought that was pushing me, they was pushing me in a different direction. So you know what I'm saying? So I had to start figuring out, okay, who's really there for me? You get what I'm saying? That's my story. That's how I had to start figuring out my inner circle because I can't be having, you know what I'm saying? You go to school, you so lost up in schoolwork, shit. You only coming back to come home to turn up. So you ain't had nobody in your circle turning up when they snakes. Shit. Anybody
Mm.
say ain't about to poison their mouth venom. I ain't no poisonous animal. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I never thought about that. And man, 2018 was a tough year for me. I actually took a break from school. I actually took hella break from school. Like my mental thing was always a big challenge for me in college. Like I struggled with depression. My grandmother actually raised me. She passed away my freshman year, and like after that, like it was always kind of shoddy for me to finish. And it ended up taking me 6 years. I graduated last May, but I still finished. But
Get
like
done.
when you said about like not having the people in your corner, like man, like when my parents were kind of like caught up in their own shit, from death and shit happening, like I was like, damn, like, well, who do I have here for me? Like they don't get how mentally challenging going to college is. Fuck the schoolwork. For me, it was just, I gotta be able to like, mentally stay here because my life is moving faster than this college shit is. That's why I took so many breaks from school because I felt like it wasn't keeping up. Like I was too advanced in life, but school was slowing me down. Can you talk about like what you would have told the younger Whitney at the time to do instead?
See, now that's a good question, but I feel like I faced that challenge because, like I say, I left school to go work out of school. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I will first year I was working with kindergartners and sixth graders. Then my second year I worked with third graders and fourth graders, and I moved straight to middle school because you know what I'm saying it's a different vibe middle school. You ain't gotta repeat yourself. You get what I'm saying? So more or less, uh, what I would tell my younger self before I go to college is what I told them students. You gotta some. I ain't gonna sit here and I was never the one to be like, oh, some things ain't school ain't for everybody. I'm not that person to teach it because you gotta know school ain't for you. You gotta go exuberant to see, you know what I'm saying, if it's for you or not. So that was never
Mm-hmm.
my line. My lines is whatever you cherish as a passion, take it serious. And if it becomes on you having to further yourself through education, don't neglect the opportunity. And anything can be any progression can be upscaled with any type of teaching. You can go anywhere and get any type of lesson on anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
like if you want to be a fashion designer, you know how to put clothes together. You know what I'm saying? Somebody know how to sew, you probably need that information. You get what I'm saying? If
Mm-hmm.
you want to sit up here and be a music producer, shit. And all you know how to do is know how to put sounds together, but you don't know where the sounds is coming from. Go to a production class, a production audio
Mm-hmm.
class. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
be you know what I'm saying, a rapper, and you want to know how to write, you know how to write, but your syntax, you don't know how bridges work. Shit, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say listen to interviews, but you gotta know how poetry works, haikus and all that stuff. I ain't saying like I'm this poet, you know what I'm saying? Somebody this poet, but more or less, it's levels to everything, and you can never learn. You can never learn enough. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what I used to break it down to the students, because now they like it's crazy. I'm about to put together like a little post for them because they about to be juniors and seniors, and some of them wanted to be sophomores. So like, show my
Uh,
gratitude. You know what I'm
wow.
saying? They all,
Wow.
you remember we were just in high school, so you like, but just fresh out of 8th grade, go to high school is crazy. Then you big ol' eye niggas prom. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So, more or less,
That's
just kept
beautiful.
telling them like, don't neglect the opportunity if you want to better yourself in a passion that you want to take serious, and don't be out here living too fast. That's
Don't be out here living too fast.
because I mean, I I'm a person I can't tell you something if I haven't lived it myself. You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So if I had no experience upon myself, I ain't gonna sit here and say nothing about it. I keep quiet. But if it's a conversation, I know how to like, you know what I'm saying, better the adjustment or how the outcome can be. I'm gonna voice my opinion. And a lot of them, like the students, like nowadays, they don't battle with like what we used to battle with, like gang violence. You know what I'm saying? We used to battle with like riots and shit. Like I had riots in my middle school. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's
Yep.
like culture right here.
Race
Now these
rioting.
days, exactly, race riots. Nowadays they battling like, you know what I'm saying? They only like, you know what I'm saying, their own thoughts, their phones, and impress on what somebody else is thinking, and they don't
Like,
even have no self esteem.
yup, man. But man, Whitney, I feel like our parent generation had it better than us, but I feel like we still had it better than this next generation. Like, man, like think about it. I've had an Instagram since I was 15. That's what 20, like that's young as fuck. And think about niggas is getting depressed, taking social media breaks at our age and older. Think about what that shit was doing to our self esteem at a prime age. Like we was the guinea pigs. We wasn't even in college like other people was when Facebook came out and MySpace. We were so like manipulated. So these new kids, like I know a lot of kids don't even want to go to college. They want to be famous more than anything, and that's sad. Like they want to be liked.
That's why us millennials is fucked up because it's either you out of that hybrid bridge kid, or you too internet, or you too old school. You
Too
get what
old
I'm
school.
saying?
Yeah,
Ain't
yeah.
really that fine line no more. Well, it's real rare,
Yeah.
more or less.
Very rare for sure, unless you getting yourself back grounded and centered. But to kind of like get back into your music thing, why do you create music? What does music do for you?
It's a voice. I studied it for me to understand it like that. My freshman year, I was on a dorm. I lived in a dorm room in my freshman year.
Hmm.
My dorm floor was a hip hop floor, so everybody on my floor had to take hip hop class. Well, the same hip hop class every Thursday, once a week class. The dude who administered didn't know he was a dude who gave Nipsey Hussle his first interview, Davey D. He's been at class every Thursday. And Dr. Death, she was the person who was like, you know what I'm saying, signing our, giving us the grade, but Dr. Davey D is the one coming talking to us.
Wow.
And I mean, everybody had this passion on music, bro. Like, you cannot say, like, music to get nobody through nothing. You know what I mean? Like, shit, I got a pipe full of sunshine. You hear that? Everybody singing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
I ain't saying, like,
That's a good one.
I've been on this, I'm this kind of sword, but, like I said, we that generation to where we was around jerk music. We was the 90s baby, so we the love era. You get what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Whatever your parents is playing, yeah, you're going to listen to it, but you start coming upon your own type of music once you get older. I was listening to
Hmm.
jerk music, and I know how to say, nigga, no drug rapper was better than Lil Wayne. I wasn't that dumb enough
Right.
to say that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, more or less, I grew my own ear for music at a young age. It's like from jerking to like drill music. You know what I'm saying? You remember, you know what I'm saying? Everything Chicago, New York, like
Drill.
it's stages to
Man.
music. You know what I'm saying? But I
That
really
was
used
freshman year of high school. That was freshman year, 2011. That was a good ass year. 2012 and 2011 was dope. Sorry. Go ahead.
Bruh, freshman year, you had like drill. Then sophomore
Hmm.
year, you had like the ASAP. Everybody was
Hmm.
fashionista. That's where you had the shoe game,
Yeah.
like scale.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Then you had junior year. That was like that transitional period to like LA started popping junior year. So like everything
Yeah.
was crazy. Like then
Yeah.
everybody was super LA. YG,
That was a good
RJ,
year.
Dom. Everybody was crazy junior year.
Yeah.
Senior year,
Damn, RJ. Oh man. Yeah.
so it's that I've been, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I always loved the transition that music always did. I studied it like when VH1 had the nigga the top 100 hip hop songs
Me
from
too.
the
I love that
you know what I'm
shit. Me
saying?
too. Yeah.
Shit, I thought nigga the Lil Wayne you was gonna be like number 50 something, but shit, they was talking
Right.
about some shit that was starting hip hop. So
Yeah.
so basically what I'm saying, what got me into music was me like accumulating this big knowledge on not just what my parents listened to, but what I listened to and what's in my culture. Then SoundCloud started popping, and then I started studying it from 1979 to present. So what's hip hop? Hip hop is not just music; it's graffiti, dance,
Mm.
art, production, poetry. That's hip hop. And
Mm.
and different forms of hip hop symbolize different stances on how the world works, and that's why I came to understanding it. You get what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
more or less, the power of the pen is real powerful, and the power of
Okay.
the word, the power of your speech is real powerful. Nobody know that, you know what I'm saying, until NWA made, you know what I'm saying, fuck the police. You get what I'm saying? The power of
Mm.
dance is so powerful. Nobody know that until Tiana Trump dancing on Kanye West, and she had nothing to do with the song. You get what I'm saying? And she on now, she got a whole
Mm.
dance like career off of that. That's hip hop.
Yeah.
It's not powerful. I mean, a lot of drawing is a powerful artistic, you know what I'm saying, structure, but it ain't powerful enough if it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, vandalizing something. That's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Your
Yeah.
word don't mean nothing unless the energy behind it don't, you know what I'm saying, congruent it. So more or
Yeah.
less,
I
I
like that.
I got into music just for this voice, because I always, you know what I'm saying, like I can speak clear English and somebody would tell me in my face, huh? But
So
if I beat on if I beat on the table and rap it out, oh they be like, oh, so you said, oh, the answer was four. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I was trying to tell
mm.
you what two plus two was the whole time. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm. Yeah.
it's always been my form of nature and how my life was until I got to college and figured out like, damn, this has always been my life. Let me just, you know what I'm saying? Not say take it serious, but let me find my own ways to it. So I started engineering. I took a production audio class. I started engineering first. That's what it was. Just learning it from the ground level. Yeah, it's dope.
No, I love how excited you just got about it. Like you really just seemed like in your element when you was talking about that.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, it's crazy.
It's really
I
cool,
play
man.
instruments. They never
Uh-huh.
knew that. I play
You
the
did? Like
drums.
for real?
I play the drums. I was forced to play the trumpet at Crenshaw, so I know some Crenshaw shit and trumpet, like the Crenshaw dance,
What?
the Crenshaw band shit, and on the trumpet. I played the drums though, like the tenor and the snare. I did some stuff on that. You know what I'm saying? Remember elementary school they had you on the recorder, and I'd play that.
Yeah.
Yeah, trumpet, drum.
So what's next for Whitney and your music and your 20s, fresh 25-year-old in LA?
Bro, just growth, bro. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where I started from, I ain't in the same place where I started. I'd say that. Like where I started at 18 with my 19th birthday. I bought this laptop at 19. I'm gonna take this shit serious. It's like it's just growth. I'm getting better each and every year. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot, not just on the board aspect, but the business side, the why people do what they do. You know what I'm saying? You start learning the politics, like all baths, all like the publicity stuff, shit like that. But like that's what's to keep your name alive. That's called like the longevity. I start understanding that now, but then too, it just to get better every day. I mean, then too, I mean, I still live my own real life. Like, I ain't just sitting here like, I still live a real life, but like shit, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? On my time, that's what I do. So shit.
I love it. Is there anything that you feel like people need to know now more than anything? Um, yeah.
What you mean though?
Like in this current time of like uncertainty, violence, like, you know, you just lost a close friend, you know, who didn't know that they were going to lose their life so quickly. Um, what do you think people need to pay attention to now more than anything?
Um,
That's a big
that's a
question.
good question. Like I said, I ain't got the formula to how life goes, but if it was me to say something, about like, you know what I'm saying, what people need to look out for, I say you, no matter what the world is bringing to us, like as these like, you know, these global conspiracies or whatever, or these global tragedies,
Mm-hmm.
you have a due diligence, like as us and ourselves, to still keep the world moving forward.
Keep the world.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah, we can say whatever we could. We could voice our opinions on these social apps, so what they set up here and did, you know what I'm saying, for a purpose. So we all think we have like this word upon it, you know what I'm saying, upon everybody. But you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's done, swept under the rug that we don't know about. You still got to sit here and maintain this, progress our levels to keep the world moving forward. You know, like there's still other issues out here that really matter. You know, like the people dying. You know, that everybody got an expiration date, but
Mm-hmm.
making making their presence worthwhile while they were here. That's all we really could do. I mean, it may sound, bro, not you know what I'm saying, typical, but something we really can't put. We ain't got a date to where we about to sit up here and pass on. So we can just sit up here and just share the knowledge that you could while you here. That's what somebody just told me too that I've been holding on to. An older dude from Texas. He was my mentor, one of my mentors for my new career I'm adventuring on. But told me you got to know how to share knowledge. So
Mm.
share knowledge, cherish, give your roses while they're here. You know what I'm saying? And bad times will last forever. So you gotta just keep the world moving forward. That's all I really can say for my due diligence.
No, I love that. I love that. You said a lot. And I appreciate you so much, Whitney. You didn't have to get on this call with me and have this conversation, but you just make things happen. You've been consistent since I met you. I appreciate it. And even hearing you talk now, like I could tell that you have overcome and will continue to overcome a lot of things that life tries to slow you down with. You're very wise. So thank you, for being here.
Hey Gibson, I tried. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like Pimp C say, I'm watching you. I'm just playing.
You crazy. You are crazy. You're funny. You
Nah,
should be on TikTok.
huh?
You should be making content like on TikTok or something.
I do content. That's the problem. I just when this is you gotta have a plan for some stuff. You know
You
what I'm
do. No, you
saying?
do.
And
You do.
let,
You do.
let me tell you. Let me tell you. My plan is because I don't never stop working, and content it flow out like naturally because a lot of things is content. You know what I'm saying? But not
Mm-hmm.
content, but a lot of things you live is just it's crazy shit that happen on a daily basis. They gotta see
Mm-hmm.
it. But what I'm trying to say is I put like how I work is you gotta fit in with the optimism that the world already have. You get what I'm saying? So everybody on their phones, so you got to know like the time people are on their phones. Okay, I know the times. Okay, now I want to know. Now I want to see what a lot of people be looking at. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What they be talking about all the time. Okay, I figured that
Mm-hmm.
out too. Okay. People like to not a lot of people laughing nowadays, but if they laughing is because of some troll shit. All right, let's see. All right, let me see how I can make folks laugh in my way. Then when the content is all plotted out like that, it ain't gonna stop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's
There you
why
go.
I ain't start with the visual content, but everything's been written out to where I ain't gonna stop.
I love it.